Rise, man.
The Force will be with you.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. At the end of chapter 13 of The Mandalorian season 2, Ahsoka Tano told Mando to take Grogu to the planet Tython, an ancient Jedi planet where the Force is believed to have originated. There she says a Jedi might sense the child and come for him, in hopes of training him, but only Grogu himself can choose his path upon the Seeing Stone. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the most likely Jedi to train Grogu, based on the process of elimination. We're going to start by looking at every Jedi who is alive at this point in the timeline, and then reasonably work out how they could play into The Mandalorian seasons 2 and even 3. I do encourage you to stick around until the end of the video because some of these options are Force users that you may never have even considered. So we're going to start with Luke, the Jedi who is the most likely to appear, the best known Jedi in the galaxy at this point after Return of the Jedi. After the Empire's fall, he trained an entire generation of Jedi. As he is keen on recruiting young Force users, Luke would appear to be the prime candidate to take on Grogu. The inclusion of a de-aged Luke Skywalker or even a look-alike character such as Sebastian Stan would be a cool way to link The Mandalorian into the original trilogy and provide Luke a respectable story arc between the originals and the sequels. Next we have Leia Organa. This is admittedly an unlikely selection since The Rise of Skywalker revealed that she gave up her Jedi path after the Battle of Endor because she sensed the death of her son near the end of her Force journey. Therefore, it's almost an impossibility to be Leia, but nonetheless, she is still alive at this point in the Star Wars timeline. Plus, including her would be quite disrespectful to the late and amazing Carrie Fisher. Cal Kestis is our next one, and he is the star of the video game Jedi Fallen Order, which takes place in 14 BBY, 5 years after Revenge of the Sith. He is still alive and well by the end of the Fallen Order, so there is a decent to very good chance that Cameron Monaghan could reprise the role of Cal Kestis in The Mandalorian. Including Cal Kestis would be a nice way of tying a beloved Star Wars video game with the Disney Plus series, but could baffle new and casual fans who have not played the game. This is easy to overcome though by providing a short backstory if he does make an appearance, similar to how they did with Cobb Vanth in Chapter 9 through the use of flashbacks. Our next option is Ezra Bridger. The last we saw of Ezra was in the final episode of Rebels, as he vanished into hyperspace with Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now that Chapter 13 has revealed that Ahsoka is looking for him, and now has a lead since her confrontation with the Caledonian magistrate, Ezra might still be with Thrawn, and so probably won't make an appearance in this season of Mando. He might and probably will appear further down the line though, since Chapter 13 dropped little hints at Lothal, his homeworld and the planet he fought Thrawn to liberate with the other rebels. So those are pretty obvious picks, but let's think outside the box for a minute about Jedi and Force users who are still around but you might not have thought of. The first one is Mace Windu. While many people are convinced that Mace died at the hands of Granddaddy Palps in Revenge of the Sith, he almost certainly survived. The Clone Wars has proven time and time again that he and other Jedis were more than capable of falling and jumping from great heights and still surviving. Besides, he only lost one hand and the burns from Palpatine's Sith lightning were surely survivable. This is most obviously evidenced by Luke in Return of the Jedi and Rey in The Rise of Skywalker, amongst other examples. Mace Windu probably survived and escaped into exile as he watched the Empire rise. In terms of the timeline, if he did survive, he would still be alive and lurking in the shadows, most likely on a highly Force-sensitive planet, just like Luke on Arc-2 Island or Yoda on Dagobah. He might sense Grogu's raw Force abilities and high M count and come looking for him. Our next option is Yaddle. While Yaddle died long ago in Legends, she is still almost certainly alive in canon. She made a brief appearance in Star Wars The Phantom Menace, but was replaced by Shaak Ti by the time of the Clone Wars. It was never made clear just why Yaddle left the Jedi Order, but we can only surmise that she has a secret child, Grogu, and so when the Empire rose, she hid him away to protect him. Now that Grogu is headed to Tython, Yaddle might reach out in the Force and find her son to reunite with him, just like Leia did with Ben Solo in Episode 9. You might say that Yaddle is too old, but she's not. Yaddle is actually 300 years younger than Yoda, and while Master Yoda died in Return of the Jedi, Yaddle was born in 509 BBY, and so would have a good few centuries left as far as Yoda species age goes. So could she make an unlikely appearance? Probably not, but we can't rule it out. Even if Yaddle isn't Grogu's mother, you have to remember that she might have trained him. Grogu was on Coruscant at the Jedi Temple at the same time that Yaddle was training Padawans. While Oppo Rancisis is the only one of her Padawans who is named, the Star Wars Character Encyclopedia, updated and expanded, states that she trained many younglings prior to the Clone Wars and was an expert in teaching telekinesis to young Force users. Could one of them have been Grogu? I'm saying likely. And finally, another pick that is a bit outside of the box, Maz Kanata, a Force-sensitive female who was born over 1,000 years prior to the birth of the First Order. She's one of the biggest mysteries in the sequel trilogy. She states to Rey in The Force Awakens that she is no Jedi, but she knows the Force. Could she tie into the Mandalorian by becoming a motherly figure to Grogu, who can help him enhance his Force powers? Not much is known about Maz, but something that makes this theory credible is the fact that she is known to have spent a long time at Jedi temples around the galaxy, notably Takodana, which is her home planet, and Coruscant. Could she have also made a visit to Tython? Probably. While I don't believe she'll be the one to train Grogu, we cannot rule her out, since she is a recently introduced character that Lucasfilm might want to develop in this series. So those are my picks, and now it's time to eliminate them to deduce who the most likely candidate is to train Grogu. I'm going to have to say, hands down, that it's Luke Skywalker, the most famous Jedi in all of the galaxy, and a great way to connect the original trilogy in well with the rest of the Star Wars universe. I believe that Lucasfilm will see the inclusion of Luke as a way of adding more original Star Wars authenticity to The Mandalorian, so that old and new fans can recognize the significance of his character and inclusion. Luke is a perfect candidate, and if it will be him who trains Grogu, we can finally see what he got up to between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. So what do you guys think of this? Do you think Luke is the one who's going to train Grogu? What do you also think of my other picks, specifically Yaddle or even Maz Kanata? Let me know who you think will train the child down below, and I will see you next time. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you are in the galaxy. Have a good one.